Welcome to module number 2, week number 2. I hope you had a chance to get through the module successfully for week number 1. You were able to look at and review the syllabus. If you have any questions, I hope that you reached out. I know a few people did. And we are moving on to week number 2, where the scores can really change. Also, I start my office hour. I found out I can have a second office hour. So I'm going to have 2 office hours. None of these are mandatory. They will be between 11 and 12 on Friday and Saturday, respectively. So I will provide a Zoom link. It'll be on the homepage. If you'd like to stop by and ask me any questions or discuss anything, I'm doing it on Friday and Saturday, 11 to 12, figuring Saturday would be a good opportunity for people that, can't do it during the week. Let's get into this module. This module here is not too extensive. It does have some items, of course, that should. And we start out with the introduction. This has the video, which I am currently replacing with this wonderful video. And we hit the ground running with M-2 OER 5-paragraph paper from the University of North Carolina. I want to get into the basic concept of what the 5-paragraph paper model looks like. What I am not impressed with, it does have some aspects that I think can be successful. In an extended paper, I think it becomes a little more difficult to execute well. And I think people that get locked into that perfunctory mode struggle because it doesn't allow for any type of development. It doesn't really allow you to exercise rhetoric. It kind of traps you into a bubble of kind of shading in a preconceived format. And so I kind of want to break away from that. So that's where we're getting into, is kind of laying out some groundwork and discussing what it is and what works about it. Then we have a 5-paragraph paper quiz, multiple attempts. I have a video on the writing process, just in general, how we're going to view it as we go through this course. Then we have a video of my personal writing process. That was like one of the first videos that I did prior to COVID. It's a little cringe. Then we have a discussion on the steps of your writing process. Now, everybody has a writing process. You'll see how that breaks down when we look at the 4 steps as enumerated within the videos themselves. So even if you think, well, I don't really have one, you still do. You just might not be, articulating or considering the specific steps itself. The goal in this class is to help everybody kind of recognize what they're doing in their writing process as it currently stands, what's working well, and areas that we can improve, not just being static, but looking for opportunities. I would never suggest that anybody's writing process is broken, but everybody has some room for improvement. Then we have M-2 and OER. You're going to need this in college. This is just a piece of writing, an essay that we're going to read. When we read these essays, by the way, BTW, I think a good thing is to consider this as an essay. Now, there are some things that I don't want in your essays, like, transitions with blocks or subtitles. Don't do that. But outside of that, really consider how this works as an essay, where Andrew Hollinger is actually developing this idea of how the phrase, "you're going to need this in college," has been debilitating or kind of harmfully used. And so read through this and look at how the first sentences are often utilizing topic sentences. Think about how this is constructing an idea. Consider what the thesis is, and specifically how Hollinger is actually supporting it. So it is a good sample essay. Then we have M-2 and OER on expository versus argumentation. I have a lecture here. This is important because this is an SLO. This is something they want us to know the difference between before we get you out of this class. And we're actually going to write an expository essay coming up. So we should know what the difference is. That's our week. That's our module. That's module week number 2. I hope you're enjoying the class. Hope we get something out of it. And I'll see you guys next week. By the way, office hour, Friday and Saturday if you want to drop by and talk. Otherwise, send me an email. Thanks.